Hi, my name is Courtney Skinner. This is speech number 4 for CST 100. This is my audience.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Imagine that you have just received news that you have less than 6 months to live. You've sat at the doctor's office with your family as the physician describes exactly what the last few months of your life are going to entail. Your brain will start to rapidly deteriorate, causing memory loss, confusion, the inability to speak, as well as loss of bowel function and seizures, just to name a few symptoms. You will soon lose the ability to swallow, so you will have to have a feeding tube placed and a round-the-clock caregiver to help you with basic daily functions that you could do by yourself just a few short months ago. The pain will become unbearable, and you are forced to watch your family absolutely heartbroken because there's nothing that they can do to help other than to love you and be there for you. Does it sound like some sick and twisted horror flick yet? No. Unfortunately, this was the reality for 29-year-old Brittany Maynard. Brittany was faced with all of these realities after she was diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer. She faced the immense fear of leaving her family and her newlywed husband that she had just married a few short months prior, not only due to her death, but also by forcing them to become her caregivers, which is a daunting task for just about anyone. However, she found peace and solace in the hope that she would soon be able to die with dignity and make the choice to pursue such option. Brittany then uprooted her family from California to Oregon, where the Death with Dignity Act was first passed in 1997, and after careful evaluation, she was prescribed medications, a lethal dose of medication that would allow her to die peacefully at the time of her choosing. Before her death, she stated, "To have control of my own mind, to go with dignity, is far less terrifying. When I look at both options that I have to die, I feel that this is far more humane." Today, I'm going to discuss with you the importance of death with dignity and how important it is for you to have the freedom to make your own choices in both life and in death. So let's begin. Death with Dignity, as described on deathwithdignity.org, is an end-of-life option that allows certain individuals to legally request and obtain medications from their physician to end their life in a peaceful, humane, and dignified manner. Individuals who wish to pursue the Death with Dignity option must first pass a comprehensive screening to ensure that they actually qualify for this option. The screening process includes the initial diagnosis by a physician, the initial diagnosis by a physician of a terminal illness in which the patient has 6 months or less to live. The confirmation of this diagnosis and prognosis by a secondary physician, and a mental health evaluation to ensure that the individual is mentally competent enough to make these difficult decisions. Now, I am in no means advocating for suicide, as this option is not allowed for individuals or used for individuals that suffer with mental illness, such as depression and suicidal ideation, and for people that wish to take their own lives. At the end of the evaluation, individuals are then prescribed a lethal dose of medication to take home with them to decide when, where, and if they even want to take the medication at all. Some people who are given this prescription do not even choose to take it, but they feel at peace that they at least have this option, show that their terminal illness become just too painful to bear. However, the problem is that in 2018, only 5 states, plus Washington, D.C., have death with dignity statutes. Per deathwithdignity.org, only Washington, Vermont, California, Colorado, Hawaii, and Washington, D.C. currently have passed a bill to allow the right to die to terminally ill patients. Montana, although they do not have a written statute, allow patients to submit a case to the court, leave it up to the court to decide whether that person has the right to die with dignity. People who wish to pursue physician-assisted death must first be a legal resident in the state that has a current Right to Die Act. This can become a problem for people suffering from terminal illness in other states who wish to have this option. However, there is a solution. Luckily, due to recent debate, more and more states are allowing various Right to Die statutes to be added to the voters' ballot. 24 to be exact, per the Death with Dignity website. However, there's still a very long way to go. With 19 states, including Virginia, not even considering legislature regarding the right to die, the future unfortunately looks very bleak for terminally ill patients. This is a map that kind of shows the blue states are the states that currently have a right to die statute. Green is Montana, that goes by court basis. The purple are the ones that currently have it kind of being introduced onto the legislature and kind of having an active conversation. Or I'm sorry, the orange are the ones that have it currently debating on the statute, and the purple are the ones that absolutely have no legislature or no active conversation in their government to allow such things. Although it is being introduced in some ballots, there cannot be a critical change without furthering a movement to open discussion to such an important topic. Death is often considered a very taboo subject, so many people shy away from this. This is the primary reason that Jack Kevorkian, commonly known as Dr. Death, sparked a national uproar when he introduced his beliefs and started the Right to Die movement. He believed that in the face of significant illness, individuals should be allowed to end their pain and suffering via physician-assisted euthanasia. One of the primary oppositions Kevorkian faced was that he was playing God or altering the natural process of life and in death as God created it. However, Kevorkian grew up in a very religious household and understood the belief systems of various religions. In response to religious opposition that he faced, Kevorkian stated, "Anytime you interfere with the natural process, you're playing God. God determines what happens naturally. That means when a person is ill, he should not go to the doctor because he's asking for interference with God's will." But of course, patients these days cannot think that way. If you really think about it, anytime we are going to the doctor to receive life-saving medications or treatment, we are technically interfering with God's will. Therefore, I find that this argument is often invalid. By now, I'm sure that many of you are asking, so how does this affect me? It's perfectly natural for people to feel that this will never happen to me or to my family or to anybody that I know. My wish for all of you is that you'll never have to deal with this heartbreak that a terminal illness diagnosis brings upon yourself and a family. Unfortunately, the majority of people I know have personally been affected by loved ones who have had a terminal illness such as cancer or multiple organ failure, myself included. I spent the majority of my time watching my adoptive grandfather, Umpah, fight for his life. He was lucky in the beginning that his cancer was slow growing and was able to live approximately 15 years with the slow growing cancer. He was lucky in the beginning that he was able to still fulfill his passion for traveling with his wife and his granddaughter. He fought harder than anyone I know and always managed to keep a smile on his face, even until the end. Towards the end, we always knew what was coming, and we saw how devastating it was for him to lose his autonomy. Cancer then caused severe kidney failure, in which he was constantly hooked up to a dialysis machine in his home. My movie taught me how to perform dialysis on him at the age of 16, just so I could help her out around the house. In his final months, his brain started to fail, and he was hardly ever lucid. During lucid moments, he tried to let his personality shine through, but in my heart, I knew he was just tired of hiding. Time and time again, I would sit by his bedside, holding his hand and letting him know that it was okay to go, and that I would take care of the family and carry on his legacy. This is why I am so passionate about this subject. In the words of Kevorkian, the American Medical Association says that the humane way is to let people starve and thirst to death. If you did that to an animal, you'd be put in jail immediately. In the face of such insanity, masquerading as authority, who wouldn't be started? If we allow our beloved pets to die with dignity with physician-assisted euthanasia, how can we ever possibly allow our loved ones to be denied that right? In conclusion, there are many things that one can do to further research a subject and form their own opinion. www.deathwithdignity.org is a great resource for both educational resources about exactly what death with dignity is, as well as kind of how to talk to your family, and it even covers some spirituality and religious topics. If you agree that death with dignity should be an option for all Americans with terminal illness, you can contact your local representatives in the Senate and in the House via phone, email, or mail to discuss your request that they should add this choice to the ballot. I have provided you the information to contact your local representatives here. Senator for all of Williamsburg is Thomas Norman, and this is his email address. And then there's two different House representatives for each corresponding section of Williamsburg, and their information is provided. Finally, the most important thing that you can do is open the discussion with your family and friends. Death is a very difficult subject to talk about and to navigate. However, it should not be taboo. There are only two things we are guaranteed in life. We are born and we die. I urge you to open up the dialogue in your family and see where everyone stands on the subject after some general education. I want to leave you with a few words from Brittany Maynard. Before her death, she stated, "I will not live to see the Death with Dignity movement reach critical mass, but I call on you to carry it forward."